I started parkour in 2015. 2015 on the 18th of December. It is now, yesterday, 5 years training pure parkour.
Anniversary?
Yeah, anniversary last year. I'm loving it.
Alright, Zach. So check it out. So it'll be his right hip, and it comes up higher, and it means he can change the direction.
Marble.
I started parkour in 2010, but that was just a lot of jumping around. I started taking it seriously probably around 2014.
Good man. That's it. That's it. A little bit higher. Just a little bit. Good man, Adam. That's really good.
I would describe parkour as being a form of meditation, self-movement, urban and extreme sport, and a great way of using your own body movement and exploring it in new ways you've never explored it before, and building power and building muscles where you've never even thought you could build muscles before.
Yeah.
That's way too far. Jump way too far.
I like thinking of it both ways. Some days I don't like thinking about philosophy, and then other days I just want to...
You just want to be like, I want to train, I want to do some parkour, I want to do this.
Some days it's about breaking limits, and then other days it's about like...
Going over what you already know.
Exactly. Some days it's about just like the basics, and then other days you're pushing yourself. But that's it. It can be exactly as simple or as complicated as you want.
Like, the mood's completely different, everyone's happy, everyone's great, everyone's smiling, everyone wants to be the best that they can coming in here. And when you're put up with that competition, you want to be the best that you can with everyone else. Like, I'm always wanting the best Josh, so I am. Josh's always wanting the best me, even though he's way better than me.
I'm not better at your dashboards though. You did the one I couldn't do earlier. I did a 1-day shift at Nando's for a trial period, and I realised it just wasn't as fun as coaching. I coached gymnastics before I coached parkour and thought it was the best thing ever, and then I tried coaching parkour and it's so much more fun.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And I think the benefits of coaching is just building a bigger community, because the community right now is quite big, but it's not as big as it could be in 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Especially at 40 years, I think it would be like skating. It'll be absolutely massive. You'll have grand prizes worth millions and millions. It'll be absolutely amazing.
Why I like coaching parkour compared to gymnastics is when you coach something properly in athletics or a strict sport, you're really happy with how you've coached if they pull it off. But in parkour, if they pull it off, you know they've done something that they've been wanting to do. It's not in a syllabus, it's not to get them extra points. It can be something completely unrelated to what we like to train ourselves, but when you see them land it, it's much more personal for them.
That's hard, man. I started out with parkour classes, and it was me that started giving kids tips, being like, oh, you can do this Kong this way, make it better. And then Paul, owner of the playground, noticed what I was doing. He was like, I want to pick you up, train you up, make you volunteer, and build you up to be another coach and all that stuff.
It's sort of a no-brainer. You can't not be inspired by George. I've known George since when I started parkour, since before I knew what parkour was, and a lot of the guys from Northern Ireland are still who I look up to the most, and probably guys with a similar mindset from England. I really like Mark's, one of George's teammates.
Scott as well is a really good for like setting new ways of movement and stuff that like no one's ever done before.
Yeah, creativity is a big thing. I've always loved watching Pasha. Everyone does. No one doesn't like his style. There's a reason why he's the most subscribed.
Or even like the sort of like Dublin style, I would say, where it's just like pure flow. and like flexibility and coming out of moves like super like easily, like pickles.
Countries
Or
have a style for
Yeah.
sure. Dublin has that.
you watch a whole video and you never see them get the move until the very end, because
Yeah.
you're even chanting on with them like, I want you to get this.
George's group Modus is really good for that because
Yeah.
Giles, the owner, is a filmmaker and he understands the behind the scenes that we see, and people then watch that in skateboard and parkour and don't realise the hard work. That's especially why I like a hard style of training, especially with Max Barker's Side Pre. All
like
the
that.
Modus guys, probably in the British scene, they have the best style of training.
Yeah.
I did not when I was a kid, like a couple years ago.
Kids come into our classes and stuff and they're really good, but what they ask is, oh, what challenges are there? Can you give me a challenge? Please give me a challenge. My answer is always, find your own challenge.
We've had years of building up what parkour is. It can be so much more dependent on what you want to do. So until a kid has decided how they want to train parkour, part of it is our job to watch how they train and point them in a direction, and then over time they ask less questions, they ask less about this, and we give pointers. A lot of kids have been coming now who won't ask us something unless we point something out to them. And it's a lot of the kids who've been coming at the start who say, do you think I can do that? Do you think? And usually if you say yes and you build that up in their head, then they will be able to conquer their problems.
Yeah.
That swimming metaphor was pretty good.
Outside, all certainties.